Microsoft Excel, creating a database. A database is simply a collection of data, and the best example is probably your phone book, your friends. You might have a record in your mobile phone, you might have it written down somewhere. I'm going to show you now how to create a very simple database. Anyone can do this if they have Excel. The first thing you need to realize is it's always best to have what they call a header record. And that's just so that you know what each column represents. So I'm going to type in the word first name. And then to move from cell A1 to B1, I'm going to press the Tab key on the keyboard. In B1, I'm going to type suburb. Then I'm going to press Tab to go across to C1. Here I'll type in postcode and press Tab to move to D1, where I'll type email address. If you have entered information the way I have, by going across the page pressing Tab, then if I press Enter now, A2 becomes the active cell. In other words, it goes down one line and all the way to the beginning, which is fantastic when you're entering data. So I'm going to type in Steve, press Tab, type in DY, press Tab, 2099, press Tab, and then training@slicer.com.au. That's my email address, and I'm going to press Enter. Two things happen just then. We're now in A3. It's gone down the next line and all the way to the left. That's the first thing that I want you to notice. The other thing is that it automatically turned that email address into a hyperlink, which means if I click on that, it will launch our default email program, which might be Outlook Express if you're using it at home, or Microsoft Outlook if you're using this in an office. So just notice that, it's very handy. Then I'm going to type in Simon. As soon as I press S, it notices that there was a word starting with S above it. I don't want that, I just want to continue to type in Simon, then press Tab. Simon lives at Mona Vale. Press Tab, 2103, press Tab. Simon at Bloop. Now that's not supposed to be anyone's domain name, and if it is someone's, it's a coincidence. So it's just a name we've made up. I press Enter. We go down to the next line. I type in Dave, Tab. Now if I type in D, it'll automatically come up with DY because it was above it somewhere in the list. If I want to keep DY, I can simply press the Tab key and I don't have to type DY all over again. Fantastic way for you to enter a lot of repetitious information. The problem is it doesn't work with numbers, so I still have to type in 2099. If I press Tab and realize that I made a mistake, now I didn't make a mistake, but let's say I went down here and I wanted to type in 12100, then press Tab, and then I'm going to type in dave@silly.com. I know it's a silly name. It's meant to be fictitious. Now I've finished that record. If I press Enter, notice that it took me to C5, not A5. And the reason it did that was because I made a correction in this cell. So that's the beginning of creating a very simple database that you can do at home using Microsoft Excel.